Hi, this video is meant to show you briefly how you can use Salesforce to address the first step in the prototype scenario around creating a notification. In the production system, we would actually expect you to use the Salesforce for Outlook plugin, but we don't have the ability to provide that through the prototype, so we have set up another flow that we hope will address your requirements, certainly through the prototype use of the system. So the flow here is entity sends an email in notifying Worksafe of a workplace incident, and Worksafe must then post this, go and acknowledge that incident and investigate it as appropriate. And in this first step, all we're doing is creating the case around the notification coming in. So to do that, I'm going to switch to another user and send that email in. So here I'm sitting in Gmail and I have an email ready to go, and it talks about an injury at Salesforce offices, a little brief description, and you can see the notification form attached. So in the recipients, I'm going to send it to Worksafe Incident Notification. So we've set up a Gmail address called demo.seriousharm.notification@gmail.com, which you can use. And when you send emails to that, it'll automatically create a case and send a reply to the user. So that email is gone to that email address, automatically been forwarded into Salesforce. Salesforce is creating the case in the background and also doing the appropriate things with it before sending a reply to the person who sent it. So if I click the refresh button now, we see the reply that's come back from Salesforce acknowledging the receipt of the email, and you can see it's created a case, given a case number. Here's the email details and a reference number, so that if an email conversation takes place, all those emails are automatically ingested into Salesforce. So if we go across to Salesforce and let's go and look at the case that's created. So we were at the Entities tab. Now I'm just going to click on the Cases tab, and that brings me to the Cases homepage view. I can go and look at all open cases, or I could look at, perhaps I want to go and look at unassigned cases, or I can look at the regulatory queue. If I click on the regulatory queue, we should see, there it is, there's the email, the case that's been created based on the email sent in. So you'll notice it's come in with a status of created unassigned and sits in the regulatory queue. If I click on the case, we just see a bit more detail around the case, and we can see that it was from an email. Here's the subject of the email, here's the content of the email, and the link on the left hand side takes me to the attachments. We can see the attachment that was with the email, and in fact we can see the email itself here sitting available. So all of that is automatically brought into Salesforce, and you'll notice also that we've automatically been able to identify who the contact was and what entity they work for. And that's based on a match of this email address. So I sent the email from this email address and it automatically made that match. Now you're welcome to do the same. I just created Lauren Boyle as a contact in the system against the Salesforce entity and gave her that email address. That's all you really need to do. So you could do the same with your email address, and so that when you send something into that demo.seriousharm.notification@gmail.com email, it'll automatically associate that with the user, the contact that you've set up. Hopefully that makes sense. But let's say we didn't know who the contact was. We didn't have the email address. Well, so as you see, when I hover my mouse over the contact name, it highlights it. If I double click it, it then gives me this little search icon. I can click on that search icon, and at the moment it's got Lauren Boyle pre-populated because that's the match that was made. If I clear those search results, and I can look up any particular contact within the system. So if we were searching for Lauren, it's a little bit obvious, but I can type in their first name, and then returns everything that's there. And you're welcome to use that as appropriate. So that gives you an idea of how the email comes in, gets associated, a case gets created, an automatic reply is sent, some defaults are set around the status and which queue it should be assigned to, and you have all the ability now to start working that case to move it forward.